Hi, I'm Greg Gutfeld, along with Kennedy, Jessica Tarlov, Jesse Waters, and she wears ankle weights on windy days. Dana Perino, the 5. The Dawn taking over Detroit. President Trump hitting up the Motor City as the next stop on his affordability tour, inspecting a Ford factory and chumming it up with the workers on the floor. He then gave a speech on how he's lowered prices from the national nightmare known as the Biden years.
I'm back in Michigan to report to you on the strongest and fastest economic turnaround in our country's history. It's really been historic. There's never been anything like this. You are so lucky I allow you into this room to even be with me. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Under our administration, growth is exploding, productivity is soaring, investment is booming, incomes are rising, inflation is defeated, America is respected again like never before.
Trump also handing workers a bonus, his Biden impression.
You ever notice Joe would always cough before a speech? State of the Union, he gets, ah, 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 ah. Ladies and gentlemen. And then it would be like very short. Although the one time they had him spruced up pretty good, remember, he was high as a kite. He was floating, he was up there way up.
Wait. And after 4 years of doing squat about inflation, Democrats want to claim that Trump is all talk and no action.
These people are pathetic. Republicans have had all year, literally. Donald Trump lied to the American people and said that costs would go down on day one. Costs haven't gone down in the United States of America. Costs are out of control. It's all talk, there's no action. These people are not serious.
This guy, Dana, just flat out lies. You know, he said the costs would go down on day one. He actually has no idea how, like, the English language works. It's day one and everything's the same.
He actually did it on day one.
Yeah.
On Inauguration Day, he was on TV and he said the price of eggs.
Yeah.
Wouldn't believe it, under Trump. And it was really unbelievable. It might have been 1 week later, but it was not more than 1 week later.
Gas is down, eggs are down, inflation 2.7%.
Wages up in many areas. I do think that I think the president's team was correct that when people start to feel the actual effects of the big, beautiful bill and the tax code changes that went into effect January 1st, by second quarter of this year, people will start to see it a little bit more. In addition, if you think about energy prices, that helps bring down inflation. And who was the last president to go to Ford? It was Biden. What did Biden say? He said, you have to change your entire fleet because we have to kowtow to the climate lobby. Well, now President Trump has been in office for a year. The EV mandate is gone. America leads the world in energy dominance, and that's not an accident. That actually takes policy, and it's poised to continue.
Really well done there.
Thanks.
EV mandate. That sounds like a drag queen. Jesse, so he was in Motor City, which is a nickname for Detroit. You know, he covered all the successes. I mean, when you think about it, you have inflation 2.7, you got unemployment falling with a modest job growth, you got the trade deficit, like lowest in almost 2 decades. You have the GDP projections for Q4 between 5 and 6%.
You studied.
Yes, I did.
And, you know, the way the projections are going, you're looking at Reagan numbers.
Yes.
That's the flight path we're on. Ford had its best year since 2019. GM sales are up 6%. Ford sales up. Their stock prices are going through the roof. Ford says they have 5,000 manufacturing jobs that pay 6 figures that they can't fill. There's that much demand. But all these idiots went to these schools that gave diplomas in communication, so we don't have the skill set. We right now have wages outpacing inflation. We heard all about how the tariffs were going to jack up inflation. Didn't happen. Wages are outpacing it. You got a 2.7 number, and the stock market's at an all-time high. Last year, I think 17% returns. This year, it's going to go boom. I talked to the Commerce Department.
Did you?
Well, guy there. He said in the last 45 days, there have been 30 groundbreakings. So 30 companies, remember how they said, oh, these are just promises by these foreign companies to come in and break ground on new factories. In the last month and a half, 30 factories have broken ground. Now, they say, oh, construction is booming, but manufacturing's flat. Well, why is it flat? It's because productivity's sky high. And if you look at the states, there's a construction boom in the red states, and you can't get anything off the ground in the blue states because they're overregulated. And when you have construction booming, that's going to precede the plants because it takes about a year, 2 years to build these suckers. And this AI boom is great. We're not losing jobs because of AI. That was another scare tactic. And now, for the first time in years, mortgage rates are below 6%. So if you could get these mortgage rates lower, stock market stays high, and all of these promises with these groundbreakings continue to flourish, you're going to have one of the biggest years, not since the 80s. That's what kind of thing we're looking at.
The golden age is upon us. Jessica, please tell us the bad news. Tell us that we're lying, and then tell us about some polls.
Actually, for this, it wouldn't be a poll necessarily. It would just be the actual numbers of what's going on. So I heard unemployment is down. It's actually up 4.6%, highest in over 4 years.
That's not true. I just got the data.
Just
got the data.
Okay. Modest job growth, 17,000 jobs per month is like no job growth, and the revisions have been massive going downwards. But I want the economy to do really well. Everyone, no matter your politics, should want that to happen. Greg was giving me the okay, not in the Proud Boy way. He was just
Yes,
saying,
I was doing the white supremacist sign.
I was just making it clear that that was not what you were doing. Anyway, Donald Trump showing up in Detroit right now, talking to people who work at companies where manufacturing has been contracting and blue-collar jobs are being shedding. Doesn't seem absolutely perfect.
Not in Michigan.
There are indexes that measure things like the cost of your groceries, the cost of your utilities, and those things are up. Those are the everyday things. So if that can be rectified, and if they do get better, then Republicans should have a better midterm than they would expect right now. But as it stands at this particular moment, meat, poultry, fish, and eggs as an index up 3.9%, your restaurant bill up 5%, electricity up 6.7%, et cetera. Shelter, medical care, that's a big one. So it's a mixed picture, I would say.
We'll take a mixed picture. Kennedy, I wanted to ask you about this because you're so smart, brainy, because you wear glasses and all that stuff. We hear about this credit card cap, and it sounds like a good idea, like, oh, those bank credit card percentages, they're so huge, they're crooks. But it's not really a good idea, is it?
No, it's actually not, because it mitigates the risks for banks who are lending money to shady borrowers. So if people aren't going to pay their credit card bills on time, that's when they start to see interest rates 25, 29, upwards of 30%. So, the bottom line for a lot of people is you have to pay your credit card bills on time and fight like hell to not jack up your credit card debt. So it sounds like a good idea, 10% cap for a year, but then after a year, it's just going to go right back to exactly where it was. And what is the incentive for people to cut down their spending in that magical year? There is no incentive. It's like asking a gambler, I'm going to pay off your gambling debts with this big pile of money, so please don't go to the casino with it.
Yes.
And it's like, of course they're going to go to the casino. Of course they're going to go to DraftKings or Sportsbook or whatever, Caesar, I don't know, wherever you want to place your bets on the big college football game. Wasn't a good idea to place any money on the Eagles because my 49ers.
It was really sad.
Thank God I didn't bet you on that game.
I don't know. That was the first thing I thought of. But the point is, if you like the perks that you get from credit cards, which many people richly enjoy, whether it's the Sapphire Lounge or the Centurion Lounge in the airport or all sorts of travel perks, those go away because credit card companies will not be able to afford them. So for people
Finally, I'm glad they're going away.
For people who are good
In the herd.
that is the incentive. It's also the incentive for credit card companies to loan those people money at lower interest rates. It also, if you cap them at 10%, people who need the money, who need to borrow, are now forced into shady payday loans and even higher interest schemes in order to make it.
All right, Kudlow Jr.
I
Gotta move on.
wish.
Yes.
I tried for a Kudlow Jr. for years.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.